Hi there, it's Sarah from Ruffles and Rainbows here with a scrap busting project using our sock gnome scraps. We're gonna make two sizes of ornaments, this big guy, boop, and a few little guys, all from the same scraps. If you'd like to make this craft, stick around. As always, please give this video a like so I know you're here crafting with me. And to start out, we're going to use two noses, whatever you'd like, clay, wooden beads. We're going to use a straight blade, fabric for our hat, which can be cotton or fleece or anything. We are going to use a bit of polyfill and faux fur. And we're going to use a little bit of twine to make them into ornaments. Okay, so we always have this bit of fabric left over from our sock gnomes, right? So we can always stick it under the bottom of our sock gnome to make a different outfit. But today we're going to use it to make this larger sock gnome ornament. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that piece of sock, and you can do this with anything, by the way. My piece is 4 by 5 inches after it's cut, and we're going to put it on the 5 inches on the height. And what we're going to do is we're going to split it basically by just hot gluing each of those ends together, and then we're just going to sort of form a pouch, right? It naturally is going to form this little pouch. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to add a little bit of polyfill. You can use an old stuffed animal, an old pillow, or the polyfill from the craft stores. And what we're going to do is we're just going to, one of two things. You can hot glue it to where the whole thing is seam, is all tucked in, or you can just tie it off. Either way, it won't matter because we're actually going to permanently affix the hat because it's going to be hanging by the hat, so you'll never see this. Okay, so the next part of it is to make the beard, and we're using faux fur here. This is a craft blend faux fur. You can use Mongolian, you can use gorilla, you can use crinkle, anything you want, but we're going to make sure it hangs down just a bit below our sock gnome body and is the entire width to go around our sock gnome body. So this is pretty similar to how we make the shelf-sitting sock gnomes, but we are going to angle it so the width goes all the way around, and then it kind of corners in a little bit. And we're going to apply it to the top there. You're going to leave a little bit there, and you're just going to wrap it, there you go, all the way around. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. All right, so now what we're going to do is moving on to the hat. Mine for this larger gnome was 11 inches wide by 11.5 inches tall, and just to cut that, all I did was I made about 3 inches on the top, or at the bottom with a sort of flat cut, and then I folded it over after cutting half of a triangle, and then just copied it on the other side. We are going to make a floppy gnome hat for this guy, but if you don't want to, you know, any hat you'd like is fine. And all we're going to do is we're going to create a seam here with our hot glue. Now, one thing I will say, if you have fabric hot glue, please use it. And number two, you should go ahead and hem this guy before you do this, which is what I forgot to do. So I'm going to show you after you turn it inside out. You can use the end of a pencil to get that tip at the top. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm still recovering from being sick. Okay, so here I'm just hemming it because yes, I forgot to do that when filming. The other ones I did just fine, but you know, in the beginning when I'm sort of testing out which of these is going to be working best, I make mistakes. So just to let you know, if you're using a fabric that needs to be hemmed, hem that and then add your seams. Okay, so now it's to assembling the gnome. It's really super easy. This is what it's going to look like, and he says, I'm so cute. Okay, we're going to stuff a tiny bit of polyfill in the hat, and that's just to sort of round it out because we do want it to stay up on its own. Our hat's going to be floppy, but we want it to have some structure. And what we're going to do is we're just going to hot glue down the back of the hat first because of course our little gnome nose comes next. We have about a 1-inch gnome nose made of polymer clay, but you can use a wooden bead, you can use a button, anything. And then we're going to put it right sort of below the line of the faux fur, and then we're going to put the top of the hat glued right down onto that nose. See that? And then we're just going to fill it around the other way. We do actually want to make sure the entire hat brim is secured, okay? And this one is a personal preference. You can add a little tuck to the front of the hat because we are going to make it a slouch hat. So it adds a nice little bit of extra something. If you're selling these at craft fairs, it's super fun. So if you don't like the way pom-poms don't match your faux fur, you can create your own pom-pom here by cutting a small circle, gluing the edges in on the fabric side, and then snipping the faux fur down a bit and then rubbing it in your hands so it kind of fluffs out, giving it a snip again, and then give it a little rub again, and there you have your own little faux fur pom-pom. Super easy without sewing, right? And then we're just going to add that to the tip of the hat. Isn't this the easiest project? I love craft stash busting projects like this because what am I gonna do? Here he goes. I'm so cute. I love these because we are just going to create a couple of things. We can tie these onto packages, add them to our trees, put them onto, I have everything hanging from doorknobs this time of year. Not any other time of year, but here he is. We're just securing the hat down, and then we're going to adjust the beard so you can piece out his mustache, and then we're going to add a piece of twine on the back. Start with 12 inches just to see how long you'd like it because you are going to place it pretty low. Now, if you'd like, you can secure this with stitching, which is what we ended up doing. You saw some thread in the supplies up there. But that's it for this guy. Your big gnome is done. But you still have that extra bit of scrap, so we're gonna now make another one. This little guy is really, really cute. He's 2 inches. And he's adorable. So we're gonna follow the exact same steps. You can see I cut this one in half, so it's 2 by 2.5 inches. So you'll end up with 1 larger sock gnome ornament and 2 minis. They're so cute. So we're just following the same exact steps. I'm gonna whoosh through this really quick. 4 by 4.5 inches tall for the hat. Do put the gnome nose on first because we're gonna make sure that guy sits really snug on top of it, and then we just pull our hat down around, secure it. And we're gonna do the same thing here. Scoosh over the tip of the hat. And then we make another teeny tiny little pom-pom. Look at it, so cute, so little. And guess what? You've now used your entire stash of extra sock bits from your shelf-sitting sock gnomes. Say that 10 times fast. So what do you think of this guy? Boop. I can't not boop their noses. So let me know in the comments what you think. Who's your favorite? Please like this video. It helps us so much, and subscribe to Ruffles and Rain Boots for more crafty fun.